Shocking scene there on Murfreesboro Pike with that car flipped over, and we've also just witnessed this vehicle fire on I-24 eastbound. If you're with us a few minutes ago, you saw this vehicle engulfed in flames. Thankfully, these fire crews were able to extinguish this pretty quickly. Crash reports have just been pouring in the last 10 or 15 minutes. So I want to walk through a few that we've just learned about. Starting up in the Goodlettsville area, just east of 65, we have a crash at Conference Drive near Mission Ridge. Like you mentioned, there's not too many exits in between where this crash happened and where you can get off the interstate. So it's shut down right now between exit 163 and exit 152. We'll take you to a live view of that scene from our crew there. So in the past few minutes, we've been able to see them attempt to tow this overturned semi upright. We are starting to see some of this fog creep into the West Nashville, the Nations area. You see that here from our T-Dot camera at Briley Parkway and Centennial Boulevard. Hard to make out those headlights. The westbound traffic is still shut down here on 840, and this is a live view of that scene. So we see the overturned semi there. Even eastbound traffic is pretty slow here as we have some onlookers to that crash. There is a diversion in place according to T-Dot right at exit 31. I think your best bet is to get off at 65, but definitely prepare for some slowing as a lot of folks are making that same move as they head out for the morning drive.
The roads are so slow this morning,
yes.
Megan.
You're going to need the extra cup of coffee. It's a bit of a mess out there, so we'll start with this crash on 40. This is if you're heading westbound from Wilson County, say Lebanon, Mount Juliet. Good Monday morning. I'm Megan Fee, back with another check of team traffic as we are seeing heavy slowdowns on I-24 westbound between Antioch and downtown Nashville. Part of that is because of this single vehicle crash. We've seen a major response by Metro Police in that far right shoulder. They're contained to the shoulder, so no lanes are closed, but do expect some slowing as you pass by Haywood Lane. Here's another view behind where that crash happened, where you can see those westbound lanes are pretty packed right now. Taking you out to our traffic flow map, you see heavy slowing on 65, 24, and even on 40 in some spots. As far as crashes are concerned, of course, that one on 24, also one on Murfreesboro Pike at Bell Road has caused heavy slowing throughout the South Nashville area this morning. We're also watching a crash up north of downtown I-65 southbound at Trinity Lane, and this is an area that's already slow this time of morning. Check out these drive times on 24 westbound, 76 minutes from Murfreesboro to Nashville, over an hour from Smyrna. I'm Megan Fee. We're so happy to have you here with us this morning, and joined by meteorologist Alex Libby. And Alex, big headline in the weather world today is a little bit warmer than yesterday. We got to take what we can get nowadays. Certainly a chaotic scene erupting here at this prison behind me overnight. Inmates lighting trash cans on fire in the prison yard, and officers using tear gas to get those prisoners back into their cells. Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Megan Fee, live here at Bridgestone Arena. Disney on Ice is in town this weekend. We'll have a live performance from Anna and Elsa coming up in just a bit. TEMA says getting the power back on to the nearly 140,000 Tennesseans who don't have it this morning is their top priority.
I knew she'd get in the water. Good morning, Megan.
You know me, guys. You know me too well. They call Mark, good morning. So after you pick out your boat, you'll be shuttled down to the Harpeth River, Foggy Bottom put in place, and you'll get ready for your 5-mile ride. Two candidates, one very close race. It's the final day of the campaign in Tennessee's 7th District congressional race. Some of the entry and exit ramps of the interstate were still a little bit snowy, so definitely use caution there. But the secondary roads, that's the problem this morning. Coming up Bakertown Road, this major hill was very icy for us. All right, welcome back to Good Morning Nashville as we are nearing hour 7 of this extended coverage. And Marcus, you've really kind of seen the precipitation change throughout the morning. Where are we headed next?
Clips just like this one are floating cities all over the world at all sorts of different events representing different clients, but they're stored and maintained right here in the Mid-State at the Smyrna Airport.
And Terry, you said you're a Springfield native and doing this 30 years. So tell me a little bit more about the Springfield community and why it's important to come together for events like this. We made our way further down the parade route, so we're now at the corner of 4th Avenue and Broadway. And you can see just a huge turnout. We've seen tons of floats go by, different military and veterans groups, lots of folks from the entire Davidson County community. Of course, well, thank you very much, fitting for the day. I do want to point out his sportsmanship. After this crushing moment, a lifetime of training for this, he immediately stood up without hesitation and congratulated Mikhail Shaidarov of Kazakhstan, who won the gold medal and took second at Worlds behind Ilya last year. And it was just such a beautiful moment.
You know, when I was a little kid here, this was a very different county.
Born and raised in Franklin, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has seen it firsthand. The #1 driver of the state's economy vanishing.
We lose 10 acres an hour of farmland in this state to development.
He grew up on this cattle farm in Williamson County, Triple L Ranch, established by his grandfather more than 60 years ago.
Our calves would be housed in that barn.
From early mornings working cattle to livestock expos, he says life on the farm as a kid taught him the value of hard work and conservation.
Farmers know better than anyone that protecting the land is protecting their livelihood.
Now, Lee says he uses his experience in rural Tennessee in the governor's office, especially when tackling a topic like growth.
Folks do oftentimes think that farmers are the problem when they actually are those who understand the answers more than anyone.
He tells me, like many areas across the state, Williamson County's winding roads and wide open spaces are attracting new residents at record pace.
You've seen what's happened in the past 50 or 60 years, and it's an example of what can and will happen in Tennessee. It's why we have to plan to have economic development and preservation going on at the same time.
Among his efforts to do just that is the passing of the Farmland Preservation Act. Just last month, it created a $25 million fund to incentivize farmers to conserve their land.
These things are, they're not just something that people enjoy, they're absolutely livelihoods for folks, many folks all across this state.
It's all in the hope places like Triple L Ranch can carry on that legacy. Now home to multiple generations of his family, Lee says it's a place that grounds him on the weekends and is where he pictures his future.
You know, my grandparents lived and died here. My parents both lived and died here. I suspect I'll live and die here too.
And what a treat that is.
Yeah, what a gift. What a gift.
In Franklin, Megan Fee, News 2.